Dear lovely YouTubers, I hope you're all okay out there today. Today we're looking at the Judge. The Judge. Now I've got a coincidence story or a synchronicity story. Yesterday I was just reorganising my desk and looking at my little elephants that I use for my tarot readings and clearing up paperwork, tidying up folders, you know, and I had no reason really to look at the box of these cards. But I picked up the box and opened them up and decided that all the tarot readings that I've done so far for these Upworld unknown archetypes, I would put them back in the box. So I opened the box up to put them back in, only to discover that there were 3 little cards that I'd already opened at the beginning when I first started using these cards, and I did a reading with just 3 random ones. Well, one of the random ones that I did was the Kairos, which is next in alphabetical order after the Judge, and it's, for me, I love that synchronicity, that if I'd left it even a few days later I would have missed Kairos and I would have had to come back to it and it would have been out of alphabetical order, because I'm doing them in alphabetical order. And it just made me remember that those hunches and ideas that we get, even when they're just about tidying our room or tidying our desk or tidying our work area, often are coming from a place beyond our knowledge, our conscious knowledge. Like, obviously I knew that those cards were in their box because I put them in there, but it was ages ago that I put them in there. It feels like ages ago. It was about 100 tarot readings ago, well, 100 videos, and on each video there's 4 tarot readings, so it was about 400 readings ago. Let's have a look. What do we think about the Judge? The Judge, the critic, the diplomat, the advocate. The Judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and other. Ironically, the Judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry and fear-mongering. This is the Judge out of balance, building walls, separating from other. When this same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the Judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your Judge in order. The world needs it. It means discernment, advocacy, right action, compassion. The Judge's energy is contagious. When we feel judged, walls go up all around. Similarly, when we feel accepted, the entire world softens. Gandhi had an incredibly illuminated inner Judge. He was a lawyer and he practiced silence 1 day a week in order to hone his discernment while on his revolutionary path. Let's create some piles, shall we, for the Judge. The Judge, or the non-Judge, the non-judgmental. There's going to be one of these elephants that's non-judgmental. There's going to be a harsh critic. There's going to be a person who thinks they're alright and it's everyone else. And there's going to be a person who feels like they've got no right to judge, but they probably have because they're a higher spiritual evolution than they're aware of, possibly. Okay, let's just see, shall we, what comes up for these judging cards. Now, we all know what it feels like to be judged, don't we? Do we know what it feels like to be judged? Let me know, dear lovely watchers of my YouTube channel. When was the last time that you felt judged by someone who you felt was exactly how they were accusing you of? You know, they were their judging you was a perfect example of how they were being. You know how they say you don't see others how they are, you see others how you are, right? Have you heard that phrase? Often when we judge other people, it's because there's a part of ourselves that we don't like or we haven't looked at, and yet we can recognise it in another person, you know. It's like if you're noticing that another person is gossiping about people, right, that's what you notice about them, right? Ask yourself, why are you noticing that about them? Because if you notice that someone's gossiping, that's not all they're doing, is it? Right? They may be gossiping, but also they might be helping that their friends that they're gossiping about. Okay? But if you don't like the idea of them gossiping, you've got to just check yourself. Think, what are you doing to help that person gossip? And if you think that there's something wrong with gossiping, how are you going to help that person by letting them know that you feel there's something wrong with it? But also check where you're gossiping, because it takes two people to do the gossiping, right? And gossiping can be very damaging to people, particularly if the person doing the gossiping is literally pulling out of their own life experience, right? Their own inner self that they haven't looked at or healed or done any personal development on, and they pull it out of their own self and plant it onto someone else, and then they do the gossiping about it as if, wow, look at what's wrong with this person, and this person did this, and this person did this, and this person did that. Right, now all those things are completely natural part of life, a part of personal development, of how to develop a person, develop you within yourself, and that is strengthening your judge, isn't it? Because for a person who believes that they are separate from other, a person who can't see their role in the whole situation and wants to focus on what's wrong with the other people or the person in the situation, they're not going to know what's wrong with that. They actually believe what they're saying about the other person. But all it is a stage of development. That's all it is, a stage of development. Now some people get stuck in that stage because they feel like they're right. So they're right. This is my opinion. That person does this, and they feel like they're right. And to anyone listening, it could be a completely reasonable and plausible thing for that person to be saying and criticising. But for the people that person is criticising, depending on where they're at, will be dependent on whether they jump to that person's tune and say, oh yes, I understand you're criticising me, I've definitely got something wrong with me, yep, I will definitely make changes and do things to please you so that you can no longer criticise that aspect of me. And they make changes, they do what that person wants and says, but that person, their inner judge, is never satisfied. Once that person has, say, changed the way they eat their food, if that's what the current criticism is, or they've changed the way they get out of bed in the morning, you know, the person doing the criticising, who's got their inner judge out of control and not even aware that their inner judge is doing something damaging for them, they'll find something else. They don't like the way they get into bed, they don't like the way they make the bed, they don't like the way they talk to people, they don't like the way they don't talk to people. You know, there's no pleasing someone who's got an inner critic that's in charge. And these cards, I'm guessing a lot of people who watch these readings are not going to be unaware of the role of the critic, right? And often some of you will have been brought up with a really severe, harsh critic. It's what brings you to these trains of thought, like, oh, let's have a look what the tarot cards have got to say then, because it's like a desperate attempt to look for some help and guidance on the outside, because you've only ever had harsh words given to you from the outside, and it makes you feel as though there's something wrong with you, right? And that can be very damaging for what you then go about to do. I was going to put these cards in, but they're all ran the wrong way, literally, like they are not just upside down, but they're facing upwards. So I'll give this a little shuffle. Yeah, so the judge we start off thinking about the archetypes. We start off being judged by our mums, don't we? We are judged by our mums. Not in a harsh way, but we might feel that it's a harsh way. Because often our parents judge us because they feel they're helping us grow in a situation. Our parents have to measure our behaviour as a way to keep us safe. And with the best will in the world, the mums that are being critical and telling us what to do, all they're doing is setting us up for a pattern of either criticising and judging other people, because we believe that the inner judge is the path for us, or they set us up for a path of being criticised and judged by other people. This is why the judge is very important, to recognise where you are with your own inner judge. Who are you criticising? Where are you looking at their life as if there's something wrong with what they're doing without looking at what you're doing? Now, I don't think any of you elephants piles are going to be doing that, because I think you're all highly spiritually evolved enough to know that if you spot something with someone else, you've got no right to judge it. And if you're spreading the information about a person to other people, then you're doing the most damage that can be done. But if you're looking at someone else as if they've got something wrong with them and you're not checking your own behaviour, then this is an area for growth for you. So you can check your own behaviour because of this reading. Okay, because of this reading, you're going to have a little look at what you're doing with your inner judge and your inner critic, and where you're being kind to yourself and others or not. Right? How are you judging other people? Are you managing to be non-judgmental most of the time? So I'm going to do the white elephant first. I don't know what's going to come up for this white elephant. A white elephant is pretending to be pink. Strength. Okay, very strong, powerful inner critic. You've got trust. Yeah, you have to trust that the universe deals with things that are wrong. If you see things that are wrong, you know that the universe is dealing with them. Owl magic. Owl magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. I was going to say wise up then. Okay, look at all these white feathers, white pictures, white elephant. Wise up and a winter's dream. Another perfectly white path of the snow in amongst the dark. Okay, your path is literally going to light up for you step by step in front of you. And the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is lovely. It's very powerful, the number 3. And the wands are like your wishes that you are able to grant yourself. Okay, let's have a look at your inner critic. The 10 of Cups. If you do this trust in the universe, you're going to be extremely happy. You're going to have feelings of joy. Okay, the 4 of Swords is living with mental health suffering because you feel like there's no change and there's no way out, and you've built a little nest of mental misery there for yourself. And the High Priestess, wow, look at this, and you've got trust twice. You can do this. And look at this, the Lovers. This is a choice, but also it can be a new relationship if that's what you're wanting, that's what you're wishing for. You can take your own inner critic to the new relationship and know where it belongs. And here's the new person that you can have the new relationship with. It's the King of Cups, so it's a very emotional person who doesn't deserve criticism, and certainly not from you. 3 of Pentacles. Again, we're with the 3s. And the 3 of Pentacles, it's a working for money and a foundation of money coming in from work, and recognising that your inner critic needs to be put to bed here, because there are other people around you that will happily judge you, and while you're judging yourself, you just attract more people who want to judge you. So let go of thinking and feeling harsh things about yourself. And move forward into the new steps that are opening up for you, and trust that they will, because they are. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Okay, and now we've got the green elephant. What does the green elephant mean with regard to the Judge? Freedom. Freedom from criticism. Freedom gives you the freedom and liberation when you recognise what criticism really is. Criticism bears no truth. Study. Wonderful. So you're going to have some learning to do about this subject. Black Jaguar, old soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want and you can create your dreams. And this little angel standing on the beach naked, offering themselves up to the universe and not scared to just bear it all, just throw it out there and create your dreams. Bring freedom to yourself by releasing your critic. Guardian of the winter spirit, look at this. You know deep within your soul that you have the power to be free and to be brave. Now the Eight of Swords is not what we want to see for a person who's reaching for freedom and liberation, because the Eight of Swords is a gift that comes up at work and around work situations. You've got all these cats. Look, you've got 3 cats in your reading, and the Seven of Pentacles, which is great. So you're going to be learning something new and letting go of a commitment. Now I'm feeling it's a letting go because of the swords. So there's something you've committed to that you don't have to stay committed to. That Ten of Pentacles, you're going to have money coming your way from somewhere. There's a huge, more money, like a lump sum of money coming your way for you to dispose of. And here's a person sitting amongst the animals who's really trying to create something using the cauldron, trying to make something happen and not knowing they're going wrong. But you've got the playfulness card asking you to be playful about everything. Nothing really matters, okay? Not really. You can be as happy or as miserable as you want. Look at this person, he's carrying all the burdens, but he's got this beast of burden in front of him, but he's carrying the person that he loves in his hay, and he's helping someone else, and he's happy to carry all the burdens. But just make sure you're not carrying someone who's critical. You're not carrying judge or critic. Be free, be playful, enjoy, and learn what criticism is. Know that criticism comes from a place of insecurity and underdeveloped understanding of yourself within life. Okay, I feel this is you, dear elephant, but I think you might have got wrapped up with a person who had learned the lessons that you've learned, and you're just sort of wrapped up in it, you know. But I can see an end to this.